If you ask someone who the best players in Minecraft are, they will probably say one of two things. They will either list off a bunch of well-known and popular Minecraft players like Technoblade, Dream, Lumina, maybe even Fruitberries or Existorio. Or they'll list off some people that are less known, but, at least in my opinion, more skilled at PvP than those players. People like Dante, JD Odorin, Stimpy, Tylers, Judah, etc. However, there is one player that you will almost never see listed by either of these two camps, despite having ties to both the mainstream and underground PvP groups. That is ZMCNikolai. ZMCNikolai, or just Nikolai, has been playing Minecraft competitively for years, and despite having numerous successes with the game, he never seems to get the recognition he deserves. So today, I'll go over all of Nikolai's accomplishments, from his UHC on air placements in 2015, all the way to the present day with his appearances in some newer Minecraft tournaments, and try to provide an argument for why Nikolai is just as good as some of the other Badline legends. Nikolai began streaming and posting videos of himself playing Badline UHC to his Twitch and YouTube channel in 2015, and from there he took off in popularity. Badline UHC was just getting bigger and bigger, and Nikolai was establishing himself as one of the top streamers to watch, even if he was only 15 years old. Now, you might be wondering how he was able to grow so quickly, and the reason was he was statistically one of the best players on the entire server. I will talk about this more about the overall Badline stats in a future video, but Nikolai ended up peaking at number 1 for the overall kill leaderboards in December of 2015. He also peaked at number 3 for the overall win leaderboards around that same time, and peaked at number 4 for the highest kill streak leaderboards in February of 2016. Technically, he peaked at number 1 for the highest kill streak leaderboards in September of 2015. That leaderboard was glitched as Nikolai appeared 3 times there, so I don't know if that placement was real or not. As you can already tell, Nikolai was one of the statistically best Badline players back in 2015 and 2016. However, if all he had were statistics, I would not be making this video. Nikolai joined a lot of different tournaments after he got his insane placements on Badline. One of the first tournaments he joined was UHC on Air, first appearing in Season 3 in 2016. Since then, he has been every season since, including the most recent season in May of 2020, 4 years after his first appearance. UHC on Air is not your average Minecraft Mondays, however. A good majority of the players are well-known and highly skilled Badline PvPers. Dante, JD Odorin, Existorio, Gwep, and more have participated, and the ones I just listed did not even win a single season. That's the level of skill we are talking about right now. So how good is Nikolai at UHC on Air? Let's take a look. Nikolai first joined UHC on Air in Season 3, where his first performance he did it alright. He was able to get a kill on Bluedew, but killed by the winner of Season, Suchspeed, due to being outgeared. Some say the rivalry between Nikolai and Tom is still there 5 years later. He was then invited back a few months later for UHC on Air Season 4. This was a team of 2 season, and he ended up being teamed with the UHC player Scopehead, who was a replacement for Existorio. The team did very well, and both players got 3 kills before dying around the end of the game, but then UHC on Air Season 5 came along. This would be a solo season, and Nikolai was ready to dominate, but he was up against tough competition. The players are better than ever, with new players like Marky Locarez, Monso, JD Odorin, and Rex5826, all 4 of which are considered by many as being some of the best UHC players of the Badline era. Now was Nikolai's time to shine, even though he was up against some of the best. Nikolai was able to do it, although it was a little anticlimactic. Bluedew had almost no healing for the final fight, so Nikolai was able to win without a hitch, despite Bluedew also getting cobwebs. That would be the only season Nikolai would win, although that is not to say he went on a downward spiral. Even today, he has the record for most overall kills in UHC on air, and is tied for 5th with the most kills per season. And by the way, the 4 people above him, while all great PvPers, only played in 1 season of UHC on air. Nikolai played in 8, and was still able to maintain a good kills per season ratio. However, that's not the only UHC tournament Nikolai played in. Along with UHC on air, Nikolai was also in United UHC from Season 2 to Season 7, which was the last season. Now, United UHC is a lot more laid back than UHC on air, or some of the tournaments I'm going to talk about in a second, but I still included it because there are quite a few good players in the tournament. Throughout Seasons 2 through 5, Nikolai always did pretty good, getting a lot of kills each season, and he even won Season 3 with Private Fearless. However, then United UHC went on a 1.5 year hiatus. When it came back, the roster had changed immensely. Many of the players who formerly played were gone. A lot of the ones who did stay hadn't played in a while. There were also a lot of new players in this season who had sprung up during the hiatus. Nikolai was one of the few players to have kept on playing before, throughout, and after the United UHC hiatus. Now would be the time to showcase his skills to the old and new generation of players. Nikolai had won the return season of United UHC, along with Hannah XX Rose. United UHC also had another season that Nikolai did pretty well in, although he didn't win. United UHC has not had a season since late 2019, however, I find it unlikely it will return, although not impossible. As it stands now, Nikolai has the most overall kills in United UHC. It is also tied with Existorio and Tyler's for most wins with 2. Nikolai is also tied for 3rd with Tyler's, for kills per season, only behind Hannah XX Rose and Mentally. So from what we have so far, it seems like Nikolai was one of the best UHC players at the time. However, there is one more UHC tournament we have yet to discuss. So Nikolai was one of the best players in United UHC and UHC on air. However, neither of those were the most prestigious UHC tournaments at the time. That crown went to UHC Elite. UHC Elite tried to seek out the best badline players at the time, and pit them against each other by country of origin. Now according to the UHC Elite Twitter account, Nikolai, along with Mentally, won the very first season of UHC Elite. However, besides for this one tweet, I cannot actually find any other proof of this happening. That was also the last time Nikolai won a UHC Elite. However, that is not to say Nikolai never did well again. Before I get into Nikolai's placements in UHC Elite, I'll try to briefly explain how UHC Elite worked. First, players would get invited to a UHC Elite for their country or continent to play in a preliminary round. The top 2 players for each country would then move on to Mundial, where 2 players from the major countries would compete against each other to take home a prize that was usually $1,000 or so. Of all the UHC Elite seasons Nikolai was in, this is how he did. In EU Elite Season 1, Nikolai got 2 kills and placed 4th. This was enough to get him to Mundial, where he played for the joint country of Netherlands and Denmark with Mentally as a team of 2. They got 4 kills each before going out in 3rd place. The next season of EU Elite, Nikolai did great again, placing 4th again, although this time he got 5 kills. He was able to move back up to Mundial to play for Denmark, but this time the season would be a solo season instead of a teams of 2. He was able to get 2 kills in his 2nd season of Mundial, then ended up suiciding during meetup as he was heavily undergeared. Nikolai then played one more season of Elite before quitting. In his last EU Elite, Nikolai again placed 4th with 6 kills, a new record for him. In his last UHC Mundial, he would only be able to get 1 kill before going out around the middle once more. From what I could find, those are all the times Nikolai was in UHC Elite. There are a few times where he was listed on the player list, but from what I could find, he never actually showed up to those events. Overall, I would say Nikolai was probably one of the most consistent players in the tournament, rivaled only by JD Oderin, Tyler's, and Elias 1. I believe these 4 players are the only players to have been in and done well on all of the first 3 seasons of UHC Mundial, along with placing high in their respective countries' Elite as well. There are also players like Marky Locarez, Reb, and Dove who all won their respective countries' Elites. They would also sometimes have down seasons where they didn't perform as well. Nikolai was one of the only players who was consistently getting kills and placing high. After UHC Elite, there was a big break from tournaments Nikolai could join. I talked a bit about this in the United UHC segment, but Nikolai was one of the sole popular UHC players to remain playing UHC throughout 2018 and early 2019. Although we did technically say he was quitting near the beginning of 2019. He returned after 2 months once a lot of his friends returned, so he really only took a short break. This is when Nikolai finally got invited to Winner Takes All, a tournament run by PikaClicks. This was, to my knowledge, the first time Nikolai was in a non-UHC tournament. The first Winner Takes All he would be in was a Skyblock tournament. Players would be competing on Skyblock islands spread out from each other. You can only get one life, so if you died you could not respawn. It was basically Skywars, but the islands were like 1,000 blocks away from each other. Nikolai's teammate would be his friend Grazer10, one of the most popular UHC players to ever play, and someone who is notoriously bad at PvP, although I would assume he has gotten a lot better since 2014. This would be Nikolai's hardest challenge yet. He'll be facing off against a lot of tough players in a game mode he isn't known for playing, with a teammate who isn't very good either. But if he could somehow survive the 10 plus hours the tournament went on for and outlast everyone else, he just might be able to win. After getting 2 kills, Nikolai found himself in the final battle. However, he had lost his teammate Grazer10 earlier on. It was a 2v1 and it literally went on for ages. If you were watching at the time, you're probably cheering on Time Dio and Potato Stare. You just killed the camper already. But Nikolai was sweating to the max. There were thousands of dollars on the line, along with the bragging rights of winning as a solo. Could Nikolai do it? Could he really kill the team of 2 and clutch the event? Nikolai had done it. He had won the 2v1 and his very first Winner Takes All. He had proved that he was more than just a good UHC player. Unfortunately, Winner Takes All only went on for one more season. That season wasn't even a PvP season. It was a bingo tournament. However, if you're wondering who won that, it was Nikolai as well.
I'm gonna win, chat. This is it. Chat. Chat, let's go! Let's go, dude! Let's go! Oh shit, dude! Yes, dude, I fucking said it, dude! Oh my god, let's go!
After this, there was one last tournament Nikolai decided to dominate. The reason Winner Takes All ended was because the organizer PikaClicks wanted to start Minecraft Saturdays. Minecraft Saturdays would be a tournament similar to Minecraft Mondays, with mini-games like survival games, Skywars, TNT Run, Spleef, and more. Nikolai ended up getting invited in week 2, where he was teamed with Bruhlie. Over the first 2 weeks of Minecraft Saturdays were pretty scuffed, and he only received half the points he would in future weeks. Nikolai's true skill showed when he returned in week 6, where he was teamed with Private Fearless. That week was truly legendary, and I wish I had footage to show off, but both Nikolai and I never uploaded their footage from the event. Their team absolutely destroyed the week. They won Skywars and one of the 2 survival games, did well enough in the other games to place first. Nikolai had won his 5th separate Minecraft tournament, and once again proved he was a great Minecraft player. Minecraft Saturdays only went on for one more week, and Nikolai was teamed with Grazer10 again. Again, their team destroyed, but sadly lost to Fruit Berries and Captain Sparkles, and only reached 2nd place. However, Nikolai had still cemented himself as one of the best Minecraft Saturdays players. Despite only playing 3 times, Nikolai is tied with Purple for the 2nd most individual games won. Nikolai also holds the record for the 4th and 6th most individual points scored in a single week. The only 2 players who have scored higher than him were Fruit Berries and Existorio. both of whom played twice as many weeks as Nikolai did and had more experience. And of course, Nikolai is one of 14 players to have won on Minecraft Saturday, though Exostorio and Fruitberries have won it twice. And as of now, those are all the PvP related accomplishments ZMCNikolai has done over a 6-year-long journey on YouTube and Twitch. Despite all the evidence I presented in this video, I would not say he is the best PvPer. I'd say Tyler's and JD Oldrin are certainly better than him. And maybe other people like Dante, Reb, and even someone like Monso are too. However, I still think his PvP resume is too big to write off as just another Badline player. I don't think there is any player that comes close to the variety of accomplishments Nikolai has achieved. Usually a player who's considered the best mostly only plays one game mode. Dante only played UHC, Stimpy only played Pop PvP, etc. But Nikolai has excelled in both a UHC, Skywars, and minigames tournament. On top of that, Nikolai is also just really good at Minecraft. He is very good at making traps in UHC. Some of his top videos are him obsidian trapping some of the top players on Badline, so he does know how to use other tools besides a sword and a bow. I also mentioned previously that he won the bingo season of Winner Takes All, which is a race to collect rare items the fastest. On top of that, he has also done speedruns for the 1.16 RSG category, and is currently 437th place with a time of 34 minutes and 47 seconds. 437th place doesn't sound that impressive until you realize that this run was done on July 28th of 2020. If you go to July 29th of 2020 on the Wayback Machine for the Minecraft speedrun page, he would have been 14th place at the time, which is much more impressive. If you consider the speedrun after this time, it is likely that he would have just kept improving and improving. So what am I trying to say here? Well, I don't think he is the best Minecraft PvPer, but I do think he's one of the best Minecraft players overall. Nikolai has excelled at UHC, Skywars, minigames, speedrunning, and just general game sense. There are very few players that come close to Nikolai's skill set. There's Fruitberries, who has also done well in UHC tournaments, Minecraft Saturdays, speedrunning, and even parkour, but he hasn't been playing as long as Nikolai has. Plus, there are dozens of videos talking about Fruitberries, but from what I could find, this is the only video talking about Nikolai. There are also German speedrunners like Nice Twice, who have talked a little bit before about how they were UHC players, but I would have to do more research on them before I can declare them as the best Minecraft player. But in my personal opinion, I think ZMCNikolai is a highly underrated player, and he may just be the best Minecraft player of all time. If you have any suggestions for the next video, make sure I write that down in the comment section below, but for now, I will see you in the next video.